Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Edu-Met's first video. We will be reviewing a new version of the Request for Appropriation Transfer module on the accounting database. This new version is optional. If you like the current version, you don't need to upgrade. If I access the database and I access the Request for Appropriation Transfer, one of the new features is that it will come up similar to the requisition system and note to the user whether they have any pending requests. So if there's requests that the initial user hasn't approved, it will come up with this message. If you do have some pending, it will come up with a screen and give you the reference number of the pending requests. Okay, so I'm just going to hit OK. Okay, and I'll review all the new features that we added. A lot of them are still like they were before. We always had the add requisition, cancel, and approve. Two of the new features that we added down the bottom is to be able to create a CSV file from this particular reference number, whatever reference number you have on the screen. You'll be able to create a reference file, CSV file on any folder that you may want to place it. And what this will do is this will give you the column formats that you use if you wanted to import data. Okay, where we have our import CSV file, you can create a template and then specify the from accounts and the amounts, the to accounts and the amounts in an Excel file, save it as a CSV, and you'll be able to load this information without having to step through the add buttons on the actual module. So you could create the file to get the template. Okay, we want to use the headings that we generate when we create the file. It's very simple. There's 4 columns. There's a from account, from amount, to account, and to amount. So you could just build it in Excel. It has to be a CSV file, so you save it as a CSV. And at that particular point, you'd be able to actually import the file on your import CSV file, which again, it'll ask you where the file is, and there'll be a check process, and you'll be able to load that information in the system. Okay, we have the same find bys, the audit, the exit. The old version basically had 2 steps. They had submit and approve. So it was just a 2-step process, and we've been asked a few times over the years, and we decided to enhance the package. Okay, what we have now is if we go into approval steps, you can actually have up to 15 steps of approval as far as the request. Before it was fine, you could still use it remotely, but this gives you more flexibility. Again, you had before who was the submitter and who was the approver. Now you can go through the various steps of approval. So if you need 3 or 4 or up to 15, you can perform that with our new version. And there is a control file where the users are set up for the approval process, and that's in the physical control file. Okay, and what you have the ability of doing again is you can step through various approvals before this request for transfer gets initiated and becomes a physical transfer on the appropriation account. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to step through the actual control file area so you'll get an idea how it works. Under the control table, we've set up a new user profile under appropriation where you can bring up the user that you want to change. Again, what you'll have is the ability to set up 15 steps of approval for the request for appropriation transfer. We have the profile override, which gives you the ability to override other users. This would be something that the administrator would use. You have the whether or not this user has the ability to cancel a requisition and actually allow for a send back. So during the process, you will be able to send it back to a previous approver for whatever reason during the process. So it's similar to the requisition system. We just expanded it on the rec. We only had 8 steps. We expanded it to 15. Okay, and this again, this would be an administrative tool, so it's not something that a regular user would go into, just whoever would set up the initial users that are going to have access to the request for appropriation transfer screen. Thank you very much. And again, this is our first one. We'll start fine-tuning our videos. Thanks again.